Tiger Stadium is loud. It's like Neyland loud. What kinds of stuff have you guys been doing this week to kind of get the players ready for communication?
Yeah, obviously it would be a great environment. Crowd noise is a part of it anytime you go on the road, but, we practice the crowd noise to force the communication that's going to be needed during the course of game day too. So, typically we've handled it pretty well. That'll be a big part of the game though, being able to handle the noise there.
You like pumping music or anything at practice?
Yeah, that crowd noise music, it's right behind the offense. So everybody, quarterbacks get a chance to understand what it's like to communicate your five guys up front, and that's a big part of it. So, but they've, typically handled it well. But it'll be a great environment.
Josh, what kind of conflict, not only with a quarterback that can escape the pocket, but LSU seems to throw to their running backs and tight ends a lot. Talk about how that conflict defensively and what you do with that.
Yeah, tight end's a really good player. They do a good job of working the middle of the football field, but they use them out on the perimeter as well, and exits the formation and some of their run pass stuff. You got to do a great job of having your eyes on them and being disciplined in your reads. And the running backs are first of all really good runners, but their ability to make plays out in space is a huge part of it. For us, we got to do a great job of being alignment sound, having our eyes on our keys, and then tackling well in space. That'll be a big part of the game.
Austin and Jimmy?
If you have success on early downs, how much does the tempo help you in a road environment to kind of take some of the crowd out of it, just because you're going so fast and there's not time to ratchet up the noise even more?
Yeah, I don't know that helps you a whole lot. Being efficient on early downs is always going to be important, just because it changes the way the game's played on third down. And against this defensive front, you don't want to be in third and long. They have the ability to do a really good job of affecting the quarterback with their front four.
Josh, a couple things. Fontes Spraggins, I read where he hadn't given up a sack in like 264 snaps this year. Talk about his development over the last year and a half.
Yeah, I think it starts with him. Like a lot of our guys, just his maturity off the field, how he prepares, what he's done in the offseason to continue to change his body, his understanding of what we do offensively, fundamentally growing. And then he's a great competitor, man. He loves practice. Like nobody's more excited about practicing than he is. He's got the same mentality, everyday approach to it, but he loves game day too, and a fierce competitor. And he's just continued to really grow as a player. Pass protection, obviously, with what you're talking about, but done a really good job in the run game too.
Also, would you assess where you are with your tight ends?
Yeah, I think they continue to grow in what we're doing. Obviously, the two guys have gotten the bulk share of the work. They've done a good job in the pass game when they've been asked to, and opportunities present themselves, and continue to get better in their run game fundamentals. So they're a huge part of what we do offensively.
Anything jump out in assessing special teams to the first four games, even including your coverage teams and things like that?
Yeah, I think our coverage teams continue to get better in what they're doing. Performed really well on the four core units. At times, there's obviously been some things that can't take place too. Where you change the way the game's played, and we got to win that phase of the football game this week. And obviously, their personnel on their special teams units is really good, really strong, and we got to go out there and take our, it's one play, you don't get the chance to reset, so you got to take advantage of that play and execute at a really high level.
Wes?
Josh, I wonder if you had an update on Cedric, and either way, just with what the guys did last week, being able to play that well, be that consistent offensively without him, how much would that help them going on the road, knowing that in mind? Yeah, you guys know we got great trust and belief in the guys that have played, and that's, our starters, it's Cedric too, but, the guys behind all of those guys too, and last week we didn't change how we played when Cedric was out. Cedric's able to move around. Ultimately, that'll be a decision the medical staff and him make tomorrow, whether or not he's going to play.
Hey, Coach. Just as a coach, player, have you gone to Death Valley for fun? Do you recall any experience like that and what it was like when you went?
Yeah, I've been to Baton Rouge before, and as a coach, and good environment and typically a really good football team when you step into it. So preparation's been good. 11 on 11 when you get between the white lines, you got to go compete really hard for 60 minutes. They're a good football team. They're athletic, and be a big test for our football team, but one that our players and staff, we're truly excited about and feel like we've prepared in a good way up until this point. Got to finish it tomorrow and be ready to go compete on Saturday.
Patrick.
Coach, with Dylan Sampson being from down there, what's this week been like for him? He's been playing last game. What's this been like? This week been like for him as he's getting ready to sort of, I guess, play homecoming game?
Yeah, for sure. Chance where a lot of his family and friends are going to be there and be there at the game. One that he's excited about. Just getting back on the field first and foremost, but opportunity to play close to where he's originally from, and so he's excited about it.
Austin.
What have you seen out of D. Williams this week in practice, and kind of what do you thought he's at?
Yeah, we've kind of continued to build him up in what we're doing since the start of the season. Medical staff and strength staff have done a really good job. Just with the injuries he sustained, being able to continue to progress, and felt like he had an opportunity to play last week. Felt like one more week of preparation was probably needed for him. He's excited. He's looked really good, and will be a huge part of the game for us.
Jimmy.
Josh, how would you assess LSU's secondary?
Yeah, I think they've gotten better. A lot of transfers in that have played a lot of football as a group. Year one under their coordinator, and as an entire football team, I think they continue to progress and grow as you typically do in year one. They got good players, and I feel like they're playing their best football right now in the secondary. So big test for us. They're going to play some man press, and you got to be able to go win those one-on-ones.
Great. Thank you.
All right, guys. You guys have a safe trip down.